What is going on, guys? This is Weekends Warrior Podcast, and my name is Ty. And of course, I have the amazing Kyle here with me, and it is Christmas. This is our Christmas pod special. I first off want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for the people who may not celebrate Christmas. And hopefully, this was a great day for you guys. We are finally together in one room. Super cool. I was able to come up, like I said, I was going to. I got to spend some time with my family in St. Louis first, and then we drove another 4 hours up to Walnut, Illinois, that we've been talking about, the glorious Walnut, Illinois. And we were here. It's a little wet.
Very.
Very wet. It's been raining, but it looks like we're actually going to be able to get a round in, like we also said we're going to be doing, which will be actually tomorrow. So we'll be recording that. So you'll be seeing that. I don't know how we're going to split up I don't know if we're going to do split the front 9 on his channel, back 9 on mine. We haven't discussed that yet, but I'm sure we'll do something, or we might just double it and just post them on both, honestly, and just do it a little bit of different edits. We're not sure yet. But yeah, this is a Christmas special, and also it is your birthday.
Yes, it is.
That is super cool. So not only we're celebrating Christmas, but Kyle's birthday. But yeah, this is going to be a nice little short one. This is obviously, we wanted to keep it Christmas themed. So we're going to be hitting some winter, just extravaganza on that, meaning that we're going to be hitting some what tips and ideas you would need for winter tournaments, because people do actually do winter tournaments. And also anything just to kind of keep yourself warm, especially try to keep yourself dry. That is one thing that people may not understand.
Which is weird for up here, because usually it's snowing by now, or
Yeah.
pretty close to being snowing, not just raining. It's been 55 today. Yesterday it was like 50 something, but it's been nothing but rain. And unfortunately tomorrow's going to be what I don't like is the cold, but I manage. I still get out there and play, but it's supposed to be like 35, so it's going to feel a lot colder than it is because everything's wet. The air is damp.
So it's going to be 35 tomorrow, guys, and I'm actually excited because I bought a huge pack of hand warmers, and he's like, "Oh, you don't need it. It's going to be like 50-something degrees." I'm like, "I don't know. Something's telling me," and sure enough, it's going to be 35 now. And he's like, "Thank you that you bought this, because now we're going to be dealing with the cold." So yeah, I'm excited because it's been a minute for me to actually play in the cold. I haven't played in the cold, I don't know, since maybe the last time I was up here.
It's been a long time. Yeah, that's because I mean, honestly, the last time you were up here, shoot, it's been a while. Well, it was not really cold though, but I don't know. It's been a while since you played in the 30s.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting for me, honestly. I'm gonna have to keep my body loose. Definitely going to be stretching before, because I have a feeling that my body is not going to be happy. But very excited for that. Obviously, you guys will see that on our YouTube. So definitely, if you haven't already, you'll see our usernames down and below the description if you're watching on YouTube here. If you're on Spotify, make sure you jump over to YouTube to check it out. So there's that for you.
Yeah, we both have our link trees up there. They have the, as you said, Spotify link, our personal YouTubes, just all our socials in general. So definitely check that out there.
Yes, I'm very excited. But yeah, we'll jump back into the whole Christmas thing. We'll kind of talk about like what we got, and which looks like your stupid trees.
Yeah, my wife, she got me no disc. We talked about that. Sometimes you don't necessarily need I mean, you can see here, I don't have as many, I don't think, as you do quite yet, but I have about almost 100 discs. Not quite there yet, but a collection. But there's other things that are fun, like this sweatshirt says "Stupid Tree." We always fun thing here is whenever we play, I play with a bunch of casuals, as most of us do, friends and stuff like that. As soon as one of us hits a tree, it's always "Stupid Tree" or "Tree." Like you just yell "tree" and everything else. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She actually got me a pair of pants kind of like a beige colored pants that from Disc Store, the disc golf store site. So I got a nice pair of pants that I will probably wear tomorrow to test it out. But yeah, so I have some pants and the hoodie for it, which during this time of year is perfect because it's cool, it's cold.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I need to get into my disc golf apparel gang. Like, I mean, obviously, I have some stuff from like the Bogey Bros from Foundation Disc Golf, and some apparel that I've received from tournaments that I have, which is great because, which I absolutely love. Like, any TD out there, focus on those swag bags. Like, honestly, those are the best things ever, especially for like AMs. Like, you're spending $50 maybe even $75 on like the higher end for tournaments. Definitely look into making some good players pack. Like,
Right.
a lot of people preferably just, buy them. Obviously, some of them are resellers or resell. Especially, I know a lot of people, especially for like the Ledgestone, it's very popular. I know like it's like $230, $250 or something like that to actually get into it for the AM side. But a lot of the times, you have those resellers will come in and resell like the Ledgestone bags they receive and a couple of that, which that's fine. Like, to each its own. Like, obviously, if you don't need it or don't want it or don't want to use it, go ahead. Obviously, someone's gonna buy it, or give it out to you, whoever. But personally, though, for me, I love it.
So actually, talking about swag and stuff, one of our first tournaments we actually played together was iOS up here in Mississippi. So what they do for their player packs is they give you, here's $25 or $30 or whatever. Shop around.
Yeah.
Give us whatever you want, and this is credit towards your cart. So that's where most people will give a disc and like a mini or something like that. But the fact that you could just shop around, kind of pick and choose what you want, I actually really like that.
Yeah.
So that's where I got the Yuli hat actually, and because Yuli's one of my favorite players, you know this. I love Yuli. I love his content. I love just his thought process and stuff. It might be because close in age to a lot of thoughts and stuff, but yeah, Yuli's one of my favorite voices in disc golf. And that's where I got the Yuli hat from, because of the player pack. It was, hey, here's so much money. Go ahead, shop around, and this gift card is towards your player pack, which I think is perfect.
Yeah, I need to start focusing on that because I normally just spend the money on disc.
Oh,
especially the cards that I got,
easy.
because I know like a opened or wallet opened that one time I placed I think like 6th or 7th. I got like a $35-$40 little gift card thing immediately right there, and I think I bought all Raptors. I think I bought like 3 or 4 Raptors because I'm just like, I gotta get them all. Like, I got like 3 Ledgestone 2022 disc Raptors.
And do you have any more of them?
Well, I think they're all lost. They're all in the woods
so
right
unfortunate.
I had to replace them already. I had to replace them with 2023s now. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I need to step up. That is my 2024 goal, which obviously next podcast will be our New Year's Day podcast, or like New Year pod. That is my goal. TyGuy needs to focus on some disc golf apparel, and I have some. It's just I'm one of those collectors, kind of, because obviously I have like an Eagle McMahon jersey.
Right,
for Discmania, but
really weird,
no, like it's honestly kind of like that soccer style where you put it in a shadow box and
hang it.
Like, it's not being hanged. Don't get me wrong; it's sitting in my closet. Most of the time, actually, Sarah wears it when she caddies for me for tournaments. Okay. So that's how she has something. Like, obviously, I know I'm normally doing like C tier and B tier, and you don't really have to wear like actual apparel yet, but I am a believer that I try to be, I try to look good on the course because I do want to get picked up by, some sort of manufacturer shop to definitely represent them. So when I do eventually get sponsored, I want to show good mannerism on the field and look clean, obviously.
Right, exactly.
So obviously when Sarah comes in caddies, she actually caddies, which is funny because I've been on multiple tournaments where you have our card mates, they'll have their girlfriends or wives with them, but they're just kind of walking with them. But then you see Sarah with the bag, and she's walking, like actually caddying and like helping me out, kind of talk shots and stuff, even though she's still learning the game, but she still kind of helps me get out of my head because I'm big. Like obviously, if you guys seen my first video, I had a major mental meltdown. Obviously, you guys didn't see it on video, but off me recording, there was a lot of times that I was like beating myself up mentally, and I was the first half I was even, and then spoiler alert, but I ended it with a plus 11, and I've done under 5 at that course, so there's absolutely no excuses for me to play like that. But during tournaments, she helps me, stay, strong mentally on like certain things. But it was funny because she's doing that, walking with me, and then all of a sudden you start slowly seeing throughout the tournament the other girlfriends or wives or whoever or friends, or I just don't want to proclaim whatever, but anyways, they start carrying their person's bags and actually like being a little more participant, which is just funny. Like I didn't care. It was just kind of funny that they first started just like not, and then all of a sudden all of them were carrying and stuff, which is cool. But I always love that because you kind of get a nice little kind of gallery, which like I said, like obviously it's a C tier or B tier. It's like not,
there's no true gallery.
It's not a true gallery. So like when you actually have,
park, you get many like people sitting on benches and stuff. They kind of watching shots and getting into it. Like, oh, that's neat. Just sitting at a certain hole because walkways and bike paths and everything else. So they're seeing that there's definitely something going on. So they're curious and they start watching stuff. But as you said, when you get friends and wives, girlfriends, or whatever, being able to walk along with you just to keep you company and stuff. It's kind of like a mini gallery. So it is fun. So you got the other players on the card plus whomever with it.
It's more enjoyable playing with just people watching, and honestly, it's nice because when you do something great, then you get more of a reaction, which is beautiful. I personally like it. But yeah, we could jump back into it, but obviously that's a freaking amazing hoodie. I absolutely love it. I mean, we may want to talk about this. Was, by the way, guys, when we get a little bit more popular, we're actually planning on creating our own merch site. So Weekend Warriors podcast or Disc Golf podcast, we are definitely going to be coming up with some ideas. I think around like I want to say maybe the middle of 2024 we'll probably actually launch it. So obviously it's going to be very small at first because I mean, you and I both have full-time jobs.
Right.
And not only that, but just we would like to make this our full-time job. But as of right now, though, we're only 4 episodes in. We don't know where this is going to take us.
Exactly.
So, like, we want to make sure we're ahead of the schedule on certain things. But at the same time, though, we do want to give you guys a variety of things that you may want. So there's some maybe options or ideas you may want. Definitely comment or email us. It's going to be weekendwarriordg@gmail.com. Or you just comment down below.
Yes.
Whichever works. Or find us on Instagram. Whichever. Anyways. But yeah. Is there anything else you actually got that was disc golf related for
I think those
Christmas or birthdays?
Too. Actually, you guys, to help me out with the videos, got me some little microphones to help I out with recording. And I mean, obviously, that's going to be very disc golf related because audio-wise, I'm not just focusing on my phone. Relying on my phone to pick up whatever I'm saying, everything else. So when I do step away for a shot or a putt, we'll still be able to hear.
I actually forgot I just gave that to you.
So yeah, exactly.
I didn't even that was not even what I was trying to get it. I just thought you got something else. No, I did. So, which is great because currently right now you currently film on your phone, and we got the ones that hook up onto your phone.
Yes.
Which is super awesome. Very affordable, by the way, for anybody that wants to even remotely look into it. I'll actually put down the link below for the ones I did actually get them. So that's so you guys could just use it for whatever. But super user friendly. He is rocking on an Android, so it was on the ones that we got him work easily with a Type-C, but there are ones built for iPhones with the lightning bolt plug-in. So either way, if you live in Android family or Apple family, it works both ways. So, which is super great.
And these actually, I think I've noticed in the box actually come where you can switch out the piece to have plug in the Apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to double check, but I'm pretty sure it had the Apple piece in there too.
Oh,
so.
Interesting. Because in the description it just said Type C, so that'd be actually really
I had to
cool.
double check, but I'm pretty sure I saw an Apple device on the bottom too. So.
Which, by the way, while we're talking about this, if you're not sure if you want to get it or not, just watch our videos that are going to be recording tomorrow, because we'll actually be using those exact microphones.
Yes.
So obviously we're not affiliated with them. We're not sponsored by them, but this will allow you to at least see a field work on how it is, and you may want to see it, because I definitely have seen, and obviously what Kyle's doing is amazing for his videos, but there are moments where when he steps a little bit further out, when he's about to tee off or he's about to putt or whatever, he gets a little bit quieter. You can't really hear him as well. So I'm excited to see the full potential of actually hearing him throughout. But yeah, right. I'm super excited about that.
Especially because like I tend to, whenever I start editing my videos and watching through them, and just watching, I tend to like just to have that straight background music throughout the video, just to give the errors and people just something to kind of listen to while the video's going on, when you get those little blank spots and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of people that don't, because of the fact that, you know, they're good at what they do. They do it, you know, Simon and, you know, I mean, they're all pros. Everybody's interested in what they're doing anyways. For me, at least giving a little bit of music, you kind of chill with it a little bit, so you can kind of vibe with the video a bit throughout it all and stuff. So.
Yours is nice. Yours is more, for me, yours is like a casual, like, I would call your style is like a lo-fi, like de-stress, more just... It's more, I don't want to say like tutorial, because you are like giving examples of things. I guess I could say tutorial. Like you are giving like more base on it, but it definitely is more, I don't know, like a lo-fi relax, like
right.
As opposed to me, I'm just comical. Definitely watch mine.
I added some quacks in here. I was thinking about adding a little bit of nopes in there too, on some putts.
I was thinking so too. Mine is definitely...
The wasted had me dying.
Huh?
Your wasted clip had me dying. I started laughing. I'm like, no.
I'll play it right now. So yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, that is I for me, I am a very much of a comical guy. So if you like the commentaries and more just talking through, and then if you could tell like how I edit it, with mine at least, it was I would have music as like a filler for like a negative space, but when something went wrong, it was sudden stop. So just kind of those like abrupt lead moments. But anyways, that's all down in the descriptions if you want to talk about that. For me, for what I got for gifts, Sarah and I are really weird. We try to not really give ourselves gifts. We like to...
Mo and I used to never do that either. It's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, I mean, I did... So for her birthday, which was like a birthday / like Christmas gift, I bought both of us Connor Bedard's jerseys.
Oh, nice.
So we have them. So like, obviously, if you guys don't know who that is, that's a hockey. We're hockey fans. Yeah. So obviously, sorry if you are fans of other hockey players, but
even if you're not a fan of hockey, you've probably heard of this kid. Yeah. He is everywhere right now. Unbelievable.
Just got done doing a Michigan shot off of the Blues, which ridiculous. All of my Blues, like all of my friends were like, he should have not done that. He should have gotten beaten up, blah, blah, blah. Like, they just start going nuts on them. I'm just like, well, you let the kid do the Michigan shot. Exactly. Not our fault. Like, you had... Never mind. This is not a hockey podcast. I could go on for days about it. But anyways, yeah, we got that, which is fine. But I did actually get myself 2 gifts, which was I bought myself some hot warmers or some hand warmers, because I do tend to play more winter tournaments because, like I said, guys, my industry is filmmaking, video production. So most of the time, clients like to stop doing videos around the fourth quarter, because it's obviously the end of the year. Nobody really likes to spend money with their businesses because they're planning for the next year, or focusing on tax season coming up, so they tend to kind of pause on certain projects, and this is normally my slow period where I don't really get much work, which is kind of scary at times because it's after the holidays and that's when I spend the most money. So it's a little bit of both worlds of I don't know what's going to happen. So I did get myself some hand warmers, and then I also actually got, so these, I've been focusing on wanting to get these athletic Vans.
Oh, I saw them in the guest room at Mom and Dad's, and they're sick. I will say, I saw them. I'm like,
yeah.
I think I want
so
these.
I got them actually on sale. So they're normally like $100 and something.
Mm-hmm.
I found them in my size for only $60.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was just like, I absolutely need to get these. And the thing is, there's a certain kind that I've been wanting, which had like a blue trim. So like picture the gummy part on the bottom, right, which is brown, but it was more of like a really light blue almost.
Okay.
Like a very blue that I like. Actually, with most of my discs, like my Grace blue.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I wanted those, but I can never find them in my size, and I finally found one. And it was actually, I liked them, and I've been wanting them so bad, and because I've been seeing like Gannon Burr wears these shoes. Mm-hmm. Eagle doesn't. He wears those the V's, the starts with the V, the foot one. But Gannon Burr wears it. I've seen Drew Gibson.
Drew wears those ones, right? Or does
he goes off and on. He does the old school Vans, and he does like the other Vans.
Okay.
He's kind of just a Vans in general.
Yeah, which is fine.
I've seen Gannon Burr. Gannon Burr wears the gray versions.
Okay.
He wears the gray version. He also has the black version.
Actually, Julie's been wearing the Vans, and I've been watching his Vlogmas, and I'm like, oh, Julie's rocking the Vans.
Yeah, and a couple other FPO even is wearing like the girl line, because Sarah actually has the old school classic looking one. So it's the black with the white line, and then like with a white bottom.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, I found those and I was super excited. I got them because I normally rock New Balances, which are very nice, and because obviously I had the darker blue ones, but I finally got black ones, all black.
Very breathable.
But then I still wanted the Vans, so now I actually have both. Actually, I have the New Balances with me and that, because obviously we'll go through some tips, because one of our segments is talking about winter, but I always pack 2 pairs of shoes.
Right.
So I brought both of them because I know it's been raining and it's going to be muddy. So I brought 2 pairs.
So actually, you talking about buying yourself a little gift. I bought myself a gift that I tossed for the first time ever in the backyard for like 2 seconds. I got myself a foundation stamped glitch.
Oh, nice.
You brought it up and showed me yours. I'm like, oh, that looks sick. So on Thursday, I think it was, they were doing a special, a Brody Live special, where
no way.
where a bunch of different products they had was anywhere from a couple dollars off to up to 40% off and stuff like that. Just certain lists. They had a bunch of they had old school Brody Roaches and Get Sneaky Vultures, the Glitch Foundation Stamp Glitches, podcast stickers, which I got a Tour Life one coming to me, and I got the and then for the zero charge, you just note down, you can add Trevor's and Hunter's signatures on there, and I decided to do that. So they'll probably be sending the glitch with their signatures on, which I'm just gonna toss still, anyways, because I feel even if the disc is signed, it's meant to be thrown. I want to throw it anyways.
Interesting. Yeah, no.
I'm a thrower of discs,
no
matter what. So I could show it off at the courses, be like, hey, look, it's signed. Let me rip this.
Their match, or their like traveling things that they do, the Bogey Bros, versus like
the Bogey Bros battles, or
that's what the one.
It, but yeah,
they stopped in St. Louis when I was still there, and I was able to catch them when they played. Ironically, if I'm not mistaken, Nico's younger brother, and which was cool because after the end of it, which obviously they were able to, of course, tour Gateway, which at the time I lived like 15 minutes from that. I had a Gateway Wizard, and obviously with that whole situation, I was like, hey, I would love for you guys to sign. And I was able to get Hunter, Trevor, and Connor.
Yeah, and you were saying you basically talked to Connor a lot during that.
I did.
Being somebody that does video and everything else.
So
Connor does
he
a lot of
actually lost
stuff.
his KC Rock Pro, and I watched their, because at the time I was a part of their Patreon group, and he said he lost his KC Rock, and he was just like upset about that. And I actually had my spare one, and after the event, I would explain to him like what I do and stuff like that, and I asked for a signature for all that. And then I ended it with, "Hey, Connor, I have this KC Rock.
Here you go."
Here you go. And he's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you can have it." And so he did a quick shout out, like at the very end, he like raised it. He goes, "Somebody gave me this KC Rock." I don't even know if he throws it. It's fine. It doesn't break my heart. But anyways, I thought it was just cool that it was just cool in general that he called out for a second, which is super cool. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, other than that, hand warmers, shoes, can't go wrong.
And a bunch of fun other stuff that's not disc golf related.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
disc golf wise, that's.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think right now I'm very content with my bag. I have like a ton of options to go through. Like with my bag, I think I need to slow down on. Obviously, I have my favorite disc that I like, but right now I think I need to just slow down on buying new, and just work with what I have now, and then see what I need to focus on. Because the only thing I probably will do at the beginning of the year is obviously buy my main disc that I enjoy, because I lost my Enigma. I don't have another one. So I need to replace that.
Right.
I've lost 4 Raptors. I only have 1 left. I probably need to get more Raptors. And it's just...
Especially the molds that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because there are some that just love a bunch of discs and pack 30 separate discs. But there's a lot of people that find discs that they love because of comfort and everything else. Just buy a few, like bag 3 of those ones, bag 3 of these ones, and that's build your bag with like 5 different molds, but just different versions.
You know, it's just so weird because like I literally understand why now professionals bag like 5 buzzes.
Right.
Like, it makes sense. I mean, obviously, all 5 probably do something completely different. But the thing is if they lose 1 buzz, they have 4 more.
Exactly.
Reason why Yuli has, 5 Raptors, it's because, not only all of them do different things, but if one goes into, the lake or can't find in the woods, he has 4 more in his bag that he has not.
That's why Brody, Yuli, Ezra carry 18 nukes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I've never understood that, because I was like, why do they carry so much? And like I get it though, as an amateur, I get that they're all beaten in different ways. Like some of them are a little bit stable, or they do a different shot, or they're going to use this one singular one for that one exact shot that they need. And I totally get that. But at the end of the day, now I get why they really have it, as like just in case you're like I don't want to bring it up again, but like Anthony Barella with this huge blowout of like in the Europe Open, as he's basically emptying his bag, he at least has 3 other ones of like, the same exact disc that he may try to do again.
Which a really good example of this, of kind of like the minimalist bag, is Kelvin Heiberg. Go watch his in the bag video. He's got his main molds, and that's what he sticks with. He has his Destroyers, his Toros, his Eagles, I believe it is. He doesn't have a wide variety of different Innova discs. He has his selected disc, and that's what he rolls with.
That's awesome. But yeah, that's what I've realized, which actually we're going to be kind of going in to our next segment, which is we're going to be filming tomorrow, like we said. And we kind of want to go through like a process of like what we're going to be providing. And that's how, if anybody wants to actually record their own video, not saying you have to upload it, but just like recording your own videos, or what do you want to do to kind of like grow and just learn for yourself on how to better yourself. What we're doing is literally the best thing you could do, because when I was recording my video, I don't know if you were doing it for yourself, but there were some shots where when I knew I messed up, I literally went frame by frame to see exactly what I did wrong. Yeah. And I was seeing some gnarly stuff.
It's
I
amazing.
was seeing how awful my form was.
Yeah, you get to see.
And like there was one moment where like, especially even like my cross step, I was like, why is my leg like, I'm like literally straight doing the splits at one moment. I'm like, why did I like, cause like I went and like, once I crossed over and like did my final step, I like almost leaped. Like I literally was like taking a huge final step.
Falling forward.
Yeah.
Instead of bracing.
Yeah, I like
stopping.
Because I went the typical step, cross behind, and then I went. My last step was like, and like almost past the T pad, and I was like, why am I stepping so large at the very end?
Yeah.
And not only that, but there's a lot of moments that I had where I could see myself arm straight, and then it ends up going up, or like it's not staying straight, and then I'll dip down
here, and then you realize in the last second before you pull, you round it a little bit, and then come through.
Saw a lot of this happening.
Yep, and
I was rounding.
I think because we talked about it last year, or maybe even when I went down to visit for vacation.
Yeah.
You mentioned about playing with quite a bit of overstable disc because you felt like you were naturally throwing out with Anheuser a lot. And I think the cause of it, watching that video the other day, was actually because when you round, you tend to round a little bit in the last second. And then when you come across, you do this motion instead.
Yep. That's exactly what was happening.
Yep. So it's not going straight across. It's going this way. But your disc, because you got the overstable space, it fucks, turns that little bit because of the anti release, and then fades back forward, so you get that flight out of it.
Yeah, I was definitely seeing what I was doing wrong, and it was not fun.
Fixing it is a whole nother story.
Yeah, no, it's going to take a minute for me to fix it, but I do know.
One thing at a time. That's the tip for any amateurs out there, any casual players. We all love to do that. We all love to jump on YouTube. We'll watch this video, then this video. Okay, here's reach back. Here's brace. Here's pull through. Here's X stop. So now I go on a T pad. I'm like, okay, X stop, reach back. Wait, what? Throwing disc. There's too much going on. Focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Don't care about anything else. Find that one thing you want to fix first. Focus on it. And once that feels good, move on to the next.
Yeah, that's the one thing is watching yourself play back on video. You're going to learn quickly what you're doing wrong. And it helps tremendously. It just, that's one thing. But yeah, other than that, I think mainly what I'm focusing on tomorrow is I really want to stay on my head. I'm dealing with that a lot, and it's going to be heightened a little bit more due to it actually being cold. Like, I know I haven't played in the cold for a while, and also I've definitely thawed out because of the whole living down in Florida. It's been warmer, obviously, but it's going to be interesting to see like what actually happens. Right. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be just interesting to see like what actually, how it pans out, which is going to be, it's going to be fun.
It will be a fun round. It's going to be cold too, which will even the field because I don't like the cold. And I work out in the cold.
Which I wanted to do this at the end, but I think I'm going to just kind of put these together. I was going to do some tips for winter tournaments on its own segment, but I think I'm going to just do that with this of like what we are doing tomorrow, because obviously it's cold. So I'm going to try to treat it as like if this was a tournament that we're going to, what are some things that you need to prepare yourself, or what you need to bring extra, or whatever it is, to provide yourself at least a better, or like one up your abilities for the tournament.
Right.
And so I think we're as simple as this. We'll go back and forth, kind of coming up with some things and stuff of what you should bring, what you should kind of focus on, or whatever that is. Because like I said, the winter tournaments are completely all different beasts compared to like spring and summer.
It is.
I understand summer, you could get very hot, you could be in the hundreds, obviously staying hydrated. That's a whole nother game. But at the same time, the winter is also so different. And I know a lot of the pros don't really do it because they like to go off season because they've been playing throughout the year. But for us, cash, like, this is when the best stuff happens. There's a lot of, what's those called? Like polar.
Yeah, polar events, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Example, our special guest last week, which was amazing. Thank you again, Maverick, for joining us. He puts on Frozen Chains every year, which, is a winter event. Veterans for Vets from Dynamic is always usually through the winter months. There's a lot of tournaments that do still go on through those winter months. So, definitely good to be prepared.
Yeah. So, what would you start off with right now?
So, if you are going out there to play in a tournament, what I would suggest is do not play with base plastic, because you hit a tree, it will shatter. Base plastic will shatter.
Yeah, no, I experienced that my first year ever. I broke my Casey Rock.
Yep. Hanging on your wall like we mentioned last time.
Hanging on the wall, just shattered in half. And I dated it too exactly the day I shattered it. That was fun. But yeah, it was my first. Obviously, the reason why is because that was one of my first discs I actually bought. With an exception of, obviously, like I said, guys, when I started, he provided me 3 of just like communal discs that he found during disc off himself, which I was super fortunate for that to have. But when I actually bought my own disc, one of the 3 that I ended up buying was that Casey Rock, and I snapped it in that first year, and I was like, "So what the heck? Why is this happening?"
Off topic, really quick, I might have to admit, I still don't think I've ever thrown a Casey Rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody swears by that disc, and I know a bunch of people that have thrown it and do toss it. I still have yet to throw a rock.
No, it's honestly, it's really good, but I feel like you filled that slot with your back currently. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
With your mid ranges, you have multiple discs that you are very good with. Where obviously, it's a good disc to have, but it's one of those things that I feel you could have other slot or like other discs that could fill up that slot easily.
Right.
And it's just preference at that point of the feeling of plastic. Because like, do you like the harder feeling of plastics like that? Like, have you actually thrown something kind of in that?
Honestly, I'm definitely, the closest I've thrown probably something like that is the base plastic Shark, the DX Shark. And that's pretty hard. I don't like the way it feels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Unless I'm putting with it, I'm not a big fan of it.
Because it has more of like a harder plastic feel.
Not a big fan of that. I like the gumminess of disc, especially when I'm throwing.
That's the only thing is I feel like a lot of people talk about it with the feel of that, but yeah. Other than that, I definitely have to say, just to kind of go on my end, one of the most important things is definitely bringing extra apparel and also trying to keep yourself warm. I'm putting those 2 together. So obviously wearing things that keep you warm but also loose. So like not wearing like a major poofy jacket, obviously, but honestly for me, I feel like it's easy to just bundle up with like long sleeves and then like wearing like a hoodie or 2 hoodies and then like wearing like like more layers because it keeps you being able to do the forms that you need to do. I've
I
tend
don't like
to.
the coat thing.
I don't like the coats. I definitely have gloves. Obviously, I take my glove off when I shoot because that's a whole other thing. Hand warmers. I've
Hand
seen
warmers.
both, and I've used both. Meaning, I'm saying both hand warmers. I'm talking about like the typical hand warmers that it's like one time use. You shake it up, and then it warms up on its own. And then the actual like rechargeable ones.
Yeah, yep. Those are
I've
good.
I've used those too. Great. Always good to have extra towels. Obviously, because the ground is wet, especially if you're in a location that could be snowy, but obviously, like if it melts or if you are playing in the snow, obviously snow accumulates to water, so it's just you're basically playing with solid water. Definitely having that, keeping yourself dry there is great. I always come in, like I said, I even said this at the very beginning. I come in with 2 extra pairs of shoes, or an extra shoe, so I have backup just in case if I get too wet during our tournament. Especially for what I'll do is for the first round I'll play that, and the second round, like while I'm waiting, I'll switch into new shoes, and also obviously new shoes means new socks.
Right.
I will pack an extra pair of socks if my pants are also too wet, because obviously you don't want to deal with hypothermia or dealing with like getting cold or even frostbite. I tend to also bring an extra pair of pants. So like if the bottoms get too wet as well, I take that off. So anything that remotely gets wet, I will take out. I'll take off, and replenish.
Right.
Because I don't want to wear anything that is wet, because as obviously it's not good to have something that's on that is like that.
Yeah, it sucks working in it all day. When it rains, I work with the post office that deliver mail. So when it rains and you get wet, there's nothing you can do. Like you're just stuck with it for the next 7-8 hours. Like it's just a wet.
That's awful.
But like you said,
I would lose my mind. Like
so working at the post office though. That's the one benefit though. Is as much as I don't like the cold, I've learned how to dress where I've worn like layers. So I have like my normal T-shirt on, a long sleeve, then my hoodie on, and then my like long underwear or whatever, and my pants is usually good. But then if it gets cold, you just add that little extra layer here and there.
Yeah.
And the hand warmers, and you're good to go. I actually wear like a normal pair of ankle socks, but then I wear long socks over those socks. So I wear 2 pairs of socks. And for the most part, it does well. If you keep your feet dry, your hands warm, and your head warm, usually your body stays warm. That's always it always helps. But I'm trying to think now what else, the plastic, dress warm. I will say too, at these cold tournaments, you're still doing a physical activity. And I struggle with this too, even at work, because I'm walking all day. I walk 10 miles a day. That's what my route is. Drink water still. Gatorade, anything. Still stay hydrated. Even though it's cold out and you don't feel like you need it, your body still needs it and still needs to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
I fall in that, category
100%.
where it gets cold. I'm not that thirsty doing stuff, I'm like, I won't drink as much. I'm not, obviously it's not summer where I'm drinking 8 bottles of water throughout the day, in the 8-hour span. But I drop water a lot during the winter. Like, I'll drink a little water, but a lot of times it's like I'm not really drinking the water. Because my energy drink or whatever that I bought in the morning that would normally just last me through the morning hour of getting ready for work. Lasts me the entire day.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not thirsty.
That's what happened with me. I definitely, most of the time when I start a round, I'll have like a coffee or even like an energy drink, and that'll be done for the first first 2-3 holes. And then obviously I'm just drinking water after that. But the last time I played, because of how it was cooler, my energy drink lasted the entire game.
It does.
And I normally pitch it out. Like I said, I always try to chug it because it gets so hot where I don't want to drink a hot monster.
Yeah, it's not good.
At the whole 11. So I try to drink it quickly because I need the energy, because most of the time, I've definitely played the 1-day tournaments, which has normally 2 rounds, and the first round starts at like 9 o'clock. But I'm there normally like, 8:15 because of all the check-ins and all that. So meetings. I'm trying to chug my energy drink down because, obviously I'm trying to not get stuck with it when it's super hot outside. But hydrated is also good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's pretty much like the main stuff. There's other options, obviously, things like making sure you have packs of like, snacks just to have. Obviously, protein bars. I just recently got done trying out some peanut butter jelly bars, like protein bars. It's the one that Trevor talked about having. He showed like what his in the bag is, and he showed up snacks, and he's like, I like this peanut butter jelly one. I saw it and I was like, let me try it. And so I bought some, which I actually have it with me.
Okay.
So if you want to try one, you can. But it's a protein bar, and it tastes like a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Huh.
And I thought
That's probably pretty good.
It was really good. I mean, obviously, if you don't like peanut butter jelly, then it's not your fan or it's not your cup of tea. But I absolutely love peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Yes,
and it literally tastes like you're eating, and it's also like 20 grams of protein.
Oh, that's
like really insane, like for it to do. But I'm also a beef jerky guy. I love my beef jerky. I always get the any kinds is a great option for me. I try to stay from anything that has chocolate, or anything that can melt.
Right.
Even trail mix that has like M&Ms in it and stuff. I try to stay away from it because normally my time when I try to reach and grab one of those, it tends to be a puddle after, obviously, like in a very much of a summer tournament. But yeah, anything that like helps you. Obviously, fruit is great. Banana, apple, oranges, whatever floats your boat. Having some sort of fruit is always good to have.
Yes.
So
other than that, though, winter-wise, I mean, like I said, just warm, have your snacks, hydrated, hand warmers.
Hand warmers is major.
Don't play with baseline disc if you plan on hitting trees. Because all your plastics they get harder because it's cold.
Yeah.
And your discs do feel heavier and fly a little different. They're more overstable.
Okay, so now we actually have an update for the walnut course.
Yes.
Do you want to?
So we have officially received the last portion of the donation for our baskets.
I know, I'm so excited for this.
And we are now ordering as I said before, the Discraft Chainstar Pros. Super stoked about it. If you're around the area, of course, when I get an idea of when they're supposed to arrive, I will send out a post for the club members and surrounding clubs, Rock River, the Walnut Disc Golf Club, all those Facebook groups for anybody to come out and help us put those together and, put them out there and probably play around once they're put up, because I know everybody's willing to help out around here. As Mav said, everybody's awesome here.
Do you guys think you'll have it before the Walnut Open?
Oh, I think so. I would assume so. So that's even more exciting because getting these new baskets, everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, I know those baskets, and well, with the Walnut Open, we'll even put in the description, and I'll update it on UDisc and everything else that new baskets are officially here. So
I'm excited. Are you guys sticking with the same positions? Are you guys going to change any?
No, the positions will probably be the same. That's kind of where everything's set right now.
Pretty set.
So,
Because you guys are pretty locked in, because obviously it is on school property. Half of it is near school, by the way.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, even though I absolutely love Walnut, there's not much variables of like, or what I'm trying to say is there's not much to really work with.
We've taken advantage of the land that we have.
The layout is so solid at this point. It's just difficult to have alternate positions.
Right.
I mean, obviously you could do some short and longs if you wanted to for some positions or for some of them, but a lot of them get really close to, it's not bad, but there are moments where you could get really close to other tee pads, and that could get really scary.
Which it used to be worse.
It used to be worse.
We actually fixed that a lot. So, because hole 1, you were basically, the basket was 15 feet from hole 2's tee pad, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Hole 3 basket was 10 feet from hole 4's tee pad when it was along the creek bed. And now it's out in the middle. So a lot has changed where we're like, all right, if we're going to start running tournaments here, we need to make changes. So that's why we've updated basket locations, tee locations, and different things like that.
No, and that's just so cool. I'm just excited. Also, I didn't know that your guys, I don't know if that's the same number or not. I want to say 15. This is the short one.
In the woods, or
no, the one the one right before you go technically.
Right.
So that's 14.
14, yep.
So I didn't know that you guys put like those trees around.
Oh, the plants, yeah. So the park district, when they built that, they decided to put some plants in or just give it a little bit of a look. They grew a little too high than what we wanted because we need to keep them underneath so the basket's still open. But yeah, it was just an added look to it and stuff like that, which we really like because when it's green and stuff, it's pretty looking.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
No, because I saw that it got high, and I was like, I didn't know if you guys were using it as like
it guards the basket.
Like that's what I was saying. Like you pretty much only have like one opening. Yeah. And so I didn't know if you guys were like
chopped a little bit.
Okay. So it's just overgrown off-season action, not you guys are trying to create mozzarella sticks.
No, not especially that close to a basket.
No, I was just like, what is like like a triple mando right on top on top of the basket?
We had that built so we can raise that basket to give that hole a little bit more of a difficulty because hole 2 used to be flat ground to a hole that was 150 feet, 140 something feet. Yeah. We backed it up a little bit, and now we're teeing from a hillside, which gives you elevation, which changes everything.
Yeah, that's so deceiving.
But it's deceiving.
It's so aggravating because like it looks like every single time I step up, I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm gonna ace this, and I am always far left or far right because it's that weird elevation. Like it's a whole nother outlook when your tee pad that you're launching off of is elevated as opposed to the basket being elevated.
Right.
And which is a great different like source obviously, but at the same time though, man, it's annoying.
So yeah, so for 14, the hole that you're talking about too, is we actually moved the tee pad back a little bit.
Oh, I could tell.
And so it's
I'm landing in the original park zone.
There's a hillside, so that tee pad's raised even the slightest.
No.
And then with the basket out there raised, it adds more to the shot because the shot's only 198-ish or something like that, just shy of 200. But because of the elevated tee pad and the basket's elevated, it adds a whole nother element to that hole itself.
No, that's awesome. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. We are obviously for me at least, I think the next time I actually will play it, besides obviously tomorrow, is I really am going to try to come up to the Walnut Open, which is April 28th. Super excited about that.
Which I actually want to try to cut this coming up year. Any tournaments and stuff I do, that's kind of some YouTube content I'm thinking about doing. Is kind of vlogging the round, like vlogging us, showing up to the round.
Oh yeah.
Giving updates during the round. See if card mates care if I record them at all. Taking tee shots and different things. Just give a tournament feel to some videos.
Yeah, kind of a vlog style.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to do like a point of view, especially like I said, I'm gonna really try to come up. Obviously, week and a half prior of being there, I'll be in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on how demanding my job is, I don't see it as an issue. The only problem is I did bag a second. I bagged a second disc bag here, but I didn't tell you this. But I'm bringing 80% of those discs back because I need them. So because I lost most of them because it's just who I am. But I don't know what happened, but I need my main disc. And I also, as I was looking in that bag, I didn't realize how much main disc I was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And because like I would, in the tournament that I played during the year down in Florida, I was looking for a Pacific disc, and I'm like, where is it? And I'm like, this is annoying. Like there was a time where I wanted to grab my Renegade, and I didn't have it, or my FX2, and I didn't have it, and I was like, what the heck? And so then I'll throw a disc, and then obviously me being nervous, it would go in the water, or I just don't know what I was doing, and yeah, it was just.
And it's in bag number 2. That's what, 900 something miles, whatever.
Pretty much. So I'm bringing that back.
Right.
So the only problem is now when I come up, obviously I'm gonna have to fly.
And
so one of my carry-on has to be just my disc golf bag because I'm now gonna have to bring it. So because I am definitely bringing my actual bag, but I'm excited. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to do like a vlog style point of view, which obviously will bring you guys with it. Maybe we could do a live podcast or something in the morning, or just not live. I'm talking about like a post style podcast during there or whatever. We haven't decided yet, but other than that, that is the update for Walnut. We're now going into our amazing segment, Kyle's News, which, by the way, we have a ton of movement happening and some potential rumors of things. I'm very just interesting in just what this season's going to happen. I'm not going to spoil anything, but if Kyle, you want to hit this.
First off, PDGA did come out and announce about the World's Championship headed to Europe.
Oh, 2025.
Yeah. Which is really exciting for Europe Disc Golf. I'm stoked for that.
I'm stoked, but there's one thing I'm really weird by is they're taking out the European Open.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that.
You should keep that, and which I understand that. I get it that I do get what their thought process is they're using actually the course for the European Open for the Worlds.
Right.
So I get it where they don't want to play the course twice. But at the same time, though, I feel like it's a different tournament, though.
Yeah, right.
Like, you should be, like...
You should still have the European Open. And I would make it part of the Europe Tour. Like, like this year they, have the European Tour, which are going to be those stops, and players are deciding on which tournaments they want to play over in Europe. Which that's the other issue about it is field of strength, because the European Open, as fun and as great as it is, the card is never as strong because not everybody can get over there. Worlds, I think, will be a little bit different because it's Worlds. People are going to want to be over there. You want to be in that tournament. So I think people will travel for that, but I feel like they should do like the European Open, then jump to Worlds the following weekend or something.
Yeah.
Make, have them both. Build a new course. Create a new course for the Worlds tournament and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I really do. And that's the one thing that I'm excited for. Obviously, it's called Worlds. I'm glad we're finally following the title and actually having it outside the States.
Right.
It's great. And then also it really forces, the American players to actually go out, because I know a few of them don't really go out to European Open, which I get it. Like, it takes a lot out for the traveling and stuff like that. But now if they want to participate in actual Worlds, they're going to have to actually go over, which I'm happy for it, because if they want to really do exactly what they want to do, which is obviously grow the sport,
right?
You need to start hitting all over.
Exactly. A little bit more news, which a lot of people seem to be leaving their current companies. Chris Clemens officially made a post about being out with DD, looking for somewhere else.
Yep.
He probably has already planned out where he wants to go, but announcements should be coming up. Next week is a week from today is the new year, and that's a lot of contracts end the 31st of December. So we should be getting a lot of announcements here soon. Chris Clemens is out. Tristan Tanner's leaving Latitude.
Which is interesting, because I don't know if it was actually the reasoning for it, but I heard that they're wanting to focus on more Europe players. So obviously they have Tatar, but I do want to see if they're going to start picking up some more just like Europe players, or I don't really know.
Right, because with Latitude, I know Dynamic and Westside, their disc is all coming from the same area too. Yeah. But they're American-based companies, so a lot of people are speculating that Latitude will focus a lot on their European side of things, of players, and then the Dynamic Westside side of it will be more focused on the American. So if you're over here in the States, you'll be more so sponsored by Dynamic or Westside, whereas if you're more focused in Europe, you'll be sponsored by Latitude themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's all, just Trilogy. You're all part of the same group anyways. What's the difference if you're signed with Dynamic compared to Latitude? You could throw either anyways.
That's very true.
Rob Burridge is back with Lone Star. There's speculation that he might be leaving, but nope, he's back. I know that Nico came out. He bought land. He's got a course coming. He's building his own course. That was what that whole post was about. Nico Castro is building his own course and shop. So that's what that whole post was about, which is exciting. He's supposed to build championship type of course, and he hopes to have it open by next year at some point, and kind of like the preserve with Kale LaVisca and the preserve up there. So that's super exciting.
Which is interesting. I did know that he was really big with creating his own line as well too, which is cool that he's actually doing that.
Let's see. Benjamin Callaway did extend with Discraft, and Erica Stitchcomb had an extension with ThoughtSpace, and she's also part of Infinite now. So she added that to her, and Andrew Fish is extension with Discraft. I'm sure there's others that announced on Instagram, and I probably scrolled past it because there's a lot of people officially announcing that they will be moving on, because of the fact we're a week and a half away from announcements coming 100%. Out anyways. So.
And one FPO that I don't believe you mentioned, which I would love to mention, is Paige Sue.
Oh yeah,
Paige Sue extended for Discraft, which is super amazing. I feel like she's really happy being a part of Discraft.
Yeah, so do I.
She's absolutely floored with that. I mean, her Instagram post says it all. She's on top of her RV, like, I'm here with Discraft one more time, and I'm such a supporter for her. I absolutely, she's
awesome.
Just amazing for what she does. But we're excited, guys, with what's happening. Like I said, we do have one more. No, wait, this is the final one for 2023, isn't it?
Yeah, should be, because the next one will come out. Yeah.
Well, we'll record it like New Year's Eve.
Right.
But you guys will hear that
in the new year.
Like in the new year. Yeah. So this is the final 2023 podcast for Weekend Warriors Disc Golf. Yeah. Which is really cool. I mean, thank you so much, guys. I mean, I know it's 4 episodes, but hopefully we gave you guys a good, amazing end of the year for 2023. Right. very excited that actually our last 2023 podcast is together, which is really cool. But yeah, we're excited that, like I said, we have a ton of plans and ideas for 2024. We're so excited to see what is going to happen. So excited for you guys to be part of this journey. Please share this podcast. Like it, follow it. If you're on Spotify, listen to us right now. You beautiful listeners, make sure you are following, putting our podcast in your playlist and library and listening to us. And also please rate us. So that's how we could push our podcast on the Spotify platform more and be a part of everybody else in that genre of podcasts. And also on YouTube, if you're watching this now, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the awesome support. We see you guys. We're actually surprised. We're kind of blowing up in Australia. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah, you did.
So Australian people, thank you so much for listening. It's very exciting that we're actually getting spread out a couple places. There is a few of you. I don't remember the statistic. There's a few of you that are listening that have not done anything. I do want to say hello to the ghosted listeners and also watchers. I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to ghost and just like lurk away. I love it. I just love you being here listening to us.
Yes.
But I would also love for you to sub. It's free. Like it. It's free. Everything. All of that is free. But if you don't want to do that, I totally get it. And I'm not pressuring you to do anything of that. But I do want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I'm sure Kyle says the same thing with that. And we're very excited. And 2024 is going to be a very big year for us. And that's why we want to make sure we started this a month before the new year. Because if we started this January 1st, I don't think it would be as much impactful as it has been. So obviously we know that growth is going to be larger during the season because it's going to be more relevant and everybody's going to want all the disc golf goodies. But as we know, when the new people come in, they're going to see that we're formed some sort of foundation already, and we're just excited to show people what we got. So like I said, guys, this is Weekend Warriors Disc Golf, and my name is Ty, and I have Kyle here right next to me this time, and we are signing out 2023, and we'll see you guys in 2024.